Put an end to whatever you are doing. Put down your phone and take a seat. You must view this. The front office of the Indiana Fever is presently receiving a harsh public education in the most ruthless regulations of contemporary corporate capitalism. The first rule is to never bite the hand that feeds you. A hard lesson was lately learned by the Fever organization. Fans of Caitlin Clark are not genuinely Indiana team supporters. They are ardent fans of Caitlin Clark. Additionally, those supporters are currently informing the front office in the loudest, most aggressive, and most economically detrimental way conceivable that if you target their star player, they will immediately target your bottom line. Greetings again. This is the only YouTube channel that doesn't sugarcoat the world of professional basketball. We don't spin PR. We don't care about corporate access, and we don't defend sentiments. We provide you with the unvarnished, data-driven facts about coaching philosophies, business strategies, and the multi-billion-dollar realities of the Women's National Basketball League. The drama is just getting started, so ring that bell and subscribe. After a terrible offseason in 2026, the Fever is deep in the discovery phase. Things are rapidly becoming ugly. It's interesting to be called a racist in such a way. It must be good for them. I'm not going to let that go. I will not be forgiving that at all. We need to take a closer look at the scope of this enormous error that the Fever front office just made. We have to analyze this franchise's finances. This is more than a few irate fans complaining on social media. A professional sports team's key paying consumers are experiencing a seismic power shift. The Indiana Fever are no longer a typical team. The brand is owned by Caitlin Clark. Examine the data. Before her, the Fever was essentially undetectable worldwide. In the standings, they came in last. Attendance was pitiful. They were unable to distribute tickets. They were not shown on national television. After Caitlin Clark arrived, the entire operation became a veritable gold mine in an instant. Every arena she visited saw sellout audiences. She made the league utilize enormous NBA arenas. In just a few hours, she broke jersey sales records. The Fever transformed from an overlooked team to the league's most valuable club. One individual was responsible for the entire economic boom. Thus, there was more than just regret when that enormously devoted fan following saw Raven Johnson selected by the squad. The anger was unadulterated. To understand why fans are so irate, you must look at this history. This is not just any rookie. The relationship between Caitlin Clark and Raven Johnson dates back to 2023. She was notoriously dismissed by Clark, who dared her to attempt a three-pointer. That moment went viral and sparked a rivalry that went beyond basketball. Raven Johnson disparaged the Fever's new audience on a podcast a few weeks prior to the draft. She accused and referred to Caitlin Clark fans as poisonous bullies. The business side here doesn't care if you agree with her or not. From a marketing standpoint, you wouldn't use a first-round pick on a player who openly disparaged your highest-paying clients. It's a complete failure of fundamental public relations. They are now requesting that you purchase tickets to see their product on social media. That's daring. However, picking Raven Johnson was just the first step. When Coach Stephanie White took the microphone at the press conference and doused the flames with gasoline, an explosion occurred. This has to do with terrible messaging. Stephanie White did little to improve the situation when a reporter questioned how the guards would operate. Rather, she positioned veteran Ty Harris as a combination guard in her lineup. She then asserted unequivocally that Caitlin Clark is capable of playing both on and off the ball. She went so far as to describe rookie Raven Johnson as a true point guard who can only succeed when she had the rock in her hands. To exacerbate the situation, White concluded by stating that the coaching staff can provide shooting guard Kelsey Mitchell with much-needed rest on the bench, thanks to this additional guard depth. I need you to take a moment to consider what the head coach of a professional basketball team just said. The one thing that really counts in this situation was not mentioned by her. Although the entire offense revolves around Caitlin Clark, she never stated that she is our starting point guard. Rather, she publicly envisioned a plan in which a defensive rookie and an experienced role player would replace the best playmaker of her time, a star who breaks assist records and sees the floor like a god. The basketball analytics of why this is such a huge tactical failure are not being examined by the mainstream media. Here, allow me to reveal the true basketball truth. It is clear-cut basketball malpractice to take the ball away from Caitlin Clark. Clark has a gravitational pull when she runs the point that really disrupts the way professional defenses are compelled to play. The opposing coaches trap her 30 feet from the rim because they are terrified of her long range. Gravity makes it easier to make layups and gives shooters like Kelsey Mitchell wide-open shots from the corner to knock down. The most effective and dangerous component of the Indiana Fever offensive scheme is willingly eliminated when you move Caitlin Clark off the ball. Today's fans are astute. They examine the data itself. When Clark is made to play like a simple spot-up shooter going off screens, they are aware of the team's offensive rating plummeting. Therefore, it seems like a deliberate sabotage of this franchise's most potent weapon to hear Stephanie White plan for that very flawed system. Has Kelsey Mitchell returned? Hold on. What? Check. There are indicators. I'm beginning to question whether Caitlin Clark will continue to play for this club. This is the point at which the coaching dispute escalates into a significant, all-encompassing financial catastrophe for the squad. Because fans now do more than simply vent on Twitter and YouTube. They are launching an organized, financially devastating boycott of consumers. In essence, the Fever ticket office is pleading for customers. There was a huge waiting list for season tickets for this team only last year. This indicates that the demand was far higher than the supply. Any sports team would love to play there, but the front office committed a deadly calculation error. They smugly believed that the Indiana Fever logo was what people wanted. They overlooked the fact that Caitlin Clark's fans are merely present. The internet is currently exploding with fans attesting to this. Renewals of season tickets have stagnated. When the ticket office phones people on the wait list, they hang up. Once a treasure trove of expensive Fever tickets, the secondary market is abruptly freezing over and falling silent. As a result, the Fever organization is attempting to mimic the demand they just eliminated with their own hands by sending out desperate marketing emails and group ticket bargains. It is incredible how ironic this whole situation is. Management decided to disregard all warning signs. This year, they disregarded the negative connotations attached to their first-round draft selection. On a live microphone, they decided to insult the core of their offense. They are now pleading with the same fans that their rookie offended to return, purchase floor seats, and cover their new salary cap of $7 million. It's more than simply a PR nightmare. It's a business failure that can be fired. See those indicators. Are they attempting to force her to leave the franchise? You should get up if you are the team's owner. You should go now, Clark. This front office is the most foolish in history. The leadership's blatant conceit, particularly that of General Manager Amber Cox and President of Basketball Operations Kelly Krauskopf, needs to be addressed. Professional sports front offices have a poisonous echo chamber. Executives believe they are more knowledgeable about the game than the fans, and they view the general public as stupid, emotional customers who simply follow orders and buy whatever product is placed on the floor. They reasoned that they could draft purely for defense, disregard the ensuing PR catastrophe, and expect supporters to fervently support the shirt. They completely failed to appeal to modern sports fans. The fan base of Caitlin Clark is unprecedented in both women's professional basketball and all of sports. It's massive. It has a great deal of passion. They have a structure. Above all, they are devoted to her rather than the WNBA as a whole. Clark is the reason that many of these fans began to watch. They weren't raised on the WNBA. Unlike NBA fans who support the Los Angeles Lakers or NFL fans who support the Dallas Cowboys, they do not have the same level of generational devotion to the Indiana Fever. They are devoted to one particular individual, and those spectators will stop paying and leave the game as quickly as they arrived if she is mistreated, not given priority, or treated disrespectfully by her own coaches. There are rumors that she may soon be forced to play small forward. Wow, man. No. Regards. Caitlin Clark should be herself, in my opinion. Neither the coach nor the front office are experiencing that. The best. Stephanie White continues to undermine the biggest star in the league. Let's examine the larger picture. The league's financial future is at risk due to this possible boycott. The WNBA recently signed a huge 11-year media contract worth more than $2.2 billion. Based on the enormous anticipated gains, they completely revised their labor agreement. And let's be completely truthful. Because millions of people are expected to watch Caitlin Clark arrive for Logo 3s, the networks paid that enormous premium. They did not spend $2 billion to have Ty Harris and Raven Johnson run a sluggish offense while Caitlin Clark stood in the corner. The entire league suffers, and the networks begin to panic if the Fever's ratings fall due to supporters boycotting the coach's decisions. The advertisers will withdraw. With the money that sustains the WNBA as a whole, the front office of the Fever is engaging in risky behavior. Don't misunderstand. There is little chance of a complete boycott with empty arenas. Even casual fans will pay to see Clark perform live because she is such a huge international celebrity. However, the situation involving season ticket holders and the ardent fan base is a clear warning sign that cannot be disregarded. This is the core fan base informing wealthy owners that the front office is on the verge of permanently crossing a line. Lynn's placement at small forward just encourages the dull, grind-out style of basketball that everyone despises. God damn. Indiana Fever is being eradicated. I mean, it's amazing. I simply cannot believe what I'm witnessing. How does the Fever resolve this bizarre situation? To be honest, it's not that difficult. To sell group tickets, they don't require any more ostentatious marketing strategies or coupons. They require sincere, genuine accountability. Before the season begins, Stephanie White should make a news conference, gaze into the cameras, and say 6 words. Our point guard is Caitlin Clark. Only those phrases. Playing on or off the ball, rotational roles, and corporate double language should all be avoided. Just a straightforward declaration that their top player is the team's face and that her skill will be the foundation of the entire offensive. Because the squad is currently utterly silent on that particular coaching decision, fans will yell louder, and this team will lose more money the longer they remain silent. On May 9, the Indiana Fever will formally begin the 2026 season. In just a few days, training camp will begin. This franchise must decide exactly what it wants to be before the first tip-off. Do they want to be a contender for the crown based on the most lucrative and thrilling player the game has ever seen? Or do they want to be an obstinate, overcoached disaster where everyone shares ball handling, responsibilities are ambiguous, and the world's most famous player gets benched to make a point? Fans who have purchased tickets have made their decision. Clark is being chosen. The million-dollar question is whether the management of Indiana Fever is astute enough to pick her as well. To stay ahead of the curve, WNBA viewer, keep an eye on box office receipts, press room commotion, and every tactical change. It's simply explained. Click the subscribe button right away to become a part of the most astute and unbiased basketball community on the internet. If this raw business first and harsh reality that mainstream sports networks are simply too afraid to ever touch. Now is the time to share your most contentious, unvarnished opinion in the comment box. In the comments, I want a true war. Are you formally refusing to purchase tickets for Indiana Fever this season? Do you think the front management will eventually own up to their error, or will they obstinately ruin everything in order to save the pride of the coaching staff? Start the mayhem. You cannot afford to miss a second of what is about to unfold, because the enormous financial consequences of this terrible catastrophe are only getting started. Calm down. Stay locked with my channel, Simply Explained, for further WNBA updates.